Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Tyler here, bringing you some more Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 content. And of course, we're going to be recapping CDL Major 2 in Miami that just happened over the weekend, man. So we'll go ahead and, check out the bracket results and, go over some of our predictions. And those got blown up pretty quickly after the first day, of course. But you see the bracket here, how it ended. Of course, FaZe getting the job done in grand finals 4-1 over Optic Texas. So we'll go ahead and check out the predictions real quick, man. We started off, like I said, great first day. I mean, come on, if you got the winners wrong, then you were probably just shooting for the stars. I mean, at this point, you're just trying to get the right map count, which I only got the right map count on one, with New York 3-1 over Boston. All the other ones I was off, but either way, man, nice getting the 4 dubs to start. And you drop down to losers, and that's where things got kind of different. I should not have trusted Miami, man. I thought about it too when I was doing that. Like, Carolina seems more of a LAN team, and they got the vets and whatnot. And Miami continued to get 3-0 body slammed at LAN. That's 2 events in a row that they have not won a single map. They're 0-12 map count now at LAN, so keep that in mind going forward, folks. I mean, I definitely expect them to make a change. Probably just one change, though. Maybe 2, but I'm thinking it'll probably be just 1. And they're just going to continue to be terrible. And they might, sneak a few random victories online against teams they shouldn't. But other than that, I expect them to continue to just keep being dog water. And then Vegas, I had 3 over Seattle. Surge somehow get a map. I mean, hey, congrats, Surge, you got a map. I don't think anybody expected that. But either way, man, Seattle, there's so much going on with that, man. They're just done. I think they've done chalked the season, man. I don't think they even care at this point. Yeah, dude, I don't know. They're done with Vegas. I expected them to do a lot better this event, but either way, man, nice victory there for them. Then you see I had the correct map count here with Rocker winning 3-2 over Boston. So once again, Boston bounce out top 12. That is not a good look for them, man. They definitely got to figure something out going forward. They definitely need to change, if you ask me. It's just Slasher and Priesta, I think, are just not the right duo at this time of their careers. I don't think it's just those two together. I don't think it's gonna, mesh correctly. There's just not enough movement and not enough kills. Like, it seems like the maps where they do well, it's when Priesta starts, playing like he used to last year with New York. But yeah, they're both playing pretty slow, and it's just not the right AR duo, man. One of them's got to go. They got to switch something up. And then the Thieves, man, definitely was surprised there, man. They fought hard against FaZe in round 1, able to push it to that map 5, and arguably should have won the series, man. They trolled a few times earlier on in the other maps, but either way, Thieves then drop down and lose to LAG, man. 3-1. The Battle of LA goes to the Gorillas, and LAG moved on, man. I was surprised to see that, and that's another team there, Thieves. They got to make a change, man, if they want to, get any better. They definitely improved a lot after picking up Kremp, but I think Afro's the guy that's got to go. Either bring back Joe Deceives for him, or you got to figure something else out. I don't know. But Afro's got to go, man. He's way too inconsistent in the respawns. Usually does pretty well in search, but other than that, man, they got to figure something out. LAG take them down. They actually show up to land and do pretty well there. As you see, we move on as they beat Rocker. And this is where our predictions pretty much went all to hell. We only got a couple wrong in losers round 1, and then was right with all winners round 1, of course. That was easy, but nevertheless, we just couldn't get anything right after that. So Rocker, I had beaten Thieves, which they then lose to LAG. And then on the other side, I had Heretics beating Carolina, so this one was already chalked. But either way, I had Vegas winning it, and I still think they should have beat Carolina. And Vegas trolling once again. But yeah, Carolina move on. I'm very surprised to see that, man. And Vegas definitely need to figure some things out. Like, I definitely like where their team's at compared to where it was at the very beginning of the season. But if they really want to try to make a splash, then they'll probably have to make a change, but I don't really know if the right change is out there right now that would actually, be impactful enough to want to make that change. Because right now, I feel like if you're not in that top 4, you're basically just fighting for, a spot to get to champs. Got to get that top 8. Other than that, man, I don't know. Some teams should make desperate moves. Other teams, I wouldn't. Like Vegas, unless it's like the most insanely right move possible, then yeah, run it. But other than that, just keep on trying to get better with what you got. Move back up to that winners round 2 there. Of course, we get the FaZe one right. We had them 3-1 over New York. It ends up going map 5, and FaZe get the job done. And then we had Optic actually losing to Ultra here, but Optic get the job done. Toronto, man, they did not look good this event. I'm telling you, man. I don't care what you say, what kind of excuse you have. Toronto didn't look good. So, yeah. I probably should have just went Optic there, but I wanted Optic to go to losers to get more of, more on a run into, the grand finals and whatnot. Thought it would have, benefited them more for some reason, but either way, Optic beat Toronto there to move on to the winners finals to take on FaZe. Where, of course, I originally had Ultra in there, and I had FaZe beating them, so technically I, had FaZe winning here, so I got the points. We'll take it. And then dropping down that loser side, you saw the Subliners lose to FaZe, so they dropped down to play. I had them taking on Vegas, and I actually had Vegas getting the upset, but of course, Carolina beat Vegas, so they go on to play New York, and New York 3-0 slammed them, which, no surprise there. And then I had Optic dropping down to play Rocker, but of course, Ultra then dropped down, and they instead played LAG, which of course they took care of business there. Couldn't get no points though, since I got the previous match wrong. So the matchup was just wrong there. I mean, hey, give me something for that map count at least, right? We move to the losers round 4 here. I had Optic beating Vegas. Of course, that matchup was far from happening, so it ended up being New York against Toronto. And Toronto, man, they get 3-0 slammed by New York. I was very surprised to see that, man. Of course, Scrap. I'm sure you guys have seen all this stuff about the New York snaking and stair glitching drama, where Scrap is basically crybaby cheesing, whining to Zuma, showing him screenshots. I know the one that he showed him. Apparently, he showed him a couple, but the one he showed him was Sib in the mid cut on, what was that, Karachi? In the mid cut, he hopped down from the second level ACs there. It was basically between that and the top green or top chapel, top church, whatever the hell you want to call it. Dropped down, and then he laid down for literally 2 seconds on the stairs. He was literally laying down for 2 seconds, maybe 3 at the most. He literally had just fell down there and laid down. It was reloading type shit. And then he got back up. It's I don't know. I think he's just crybaby cheesing, making excuses. Bro, you guys just fell off big time after Major 1. So yeah, that's one thing with Scrap going on. We'll speak a little more on that stuff later, but of course, wrapping up these predictions and the elimination finals, you had New York move on, and of course, I had Optic against Toronto here, which didn't happen, but I did have Optic winning this match over Toronto. So since Optic dropped down from winners finals and still won this match, we were able to get the points there. But then Optic taking that loss to FaZe in the grand finals, we were able to get no points there. Had Optic winning at 4-2. It was a lot of close maps, especially that winners final. The winners final was lit. I mean, I don't care what you say, who you're a fan of. That was amazing Call of Duty to watch. Optic most likely win that series if they didn't get so far behind in both of those hard points. They were literally down big time early in both of those hard points and clawed their way back and, ended up with leads at some points and, arguably should have won, but just ended up getting out-rotated at the end. Just insane comebacks, but, too little too late type deal, and FaZe were able to get the job done. But, Optic's search was so much better this stage, especially the last couple of weeks. And then, of course, at the major, the search was insanely better than, that was, one of the key downfalls that I was talking about through the first stage, was that their search was weak. Now, granted, it still wasn't the greatest on a couple of the maps, but overall, it definitely improved a lot, and it was why they were able to get as far as they were in this tournament. But either way, unable to get the job done in grand finals, man. FaZe get the job done 4-1. Congrats to them, man. You know, betting wise, if you follow me on Twitter, I think I said that in the video anyways, but if you follow me on Twitter, I gave out some other bets. But we had both FaZe and Optic. I gave it out before the tournament, had them both as outright winners. So once we hit the grand finals, I was like, all right, cool, we're chilling. Either way, which team wins, we're winning money. So that was nice. We hit a nice player head-to-head kills parlay on the first day. But other than that, it was kind of a rough go over the weekend as far as parlays go for betting. I was able to hit a couple things, but I got screwed on Friday, I think it was, by Attach. That was rough. The 3-leg, I had to do the over-unders that day because for whatever reason on Friday, they didn't give out any of the player head-to-head lines, which is what I've been smacking for the last month. But either way, we hit 2 unders, and then the last leg was the Attach over 51.5, and what did he hit? 51. So we were one off, but hey, that happens to me all the time. I'm used to it, man. I bet sports. Like, I'm big into college basketball betting, and I mean, I bet everything else too. But either way, I'm just saying the 1-point thing or the 1-kill thing, it ain't nothing new to me. I'm used to it. It just sucks. But either way, it was a fun weekend, and you know, we were able to overall profit on the weekend. So if anyone tailed, shout out to you. Thanks for, you know, believing in me with these bets. But yeah, I don't know. This event got kind of wild, and then of course I will talk on a couple things. I'm not going to pull up the tweets just because I don't feel like it. I'll just talk on it real quickly. The Scrappy and Drazah beef. We made a video on this a couple weeks ago mentioning it when we were doing the recap. And what do you know? It comes back after the major, and you seen after the, you know, when the FaZe boys were on the stage, and Drazah, you know, talking about, oh, I run Optic, yada yada. You know, you know how he is with that. But then he, you know, calls out Scrap again. He's already, oh yeah, it's true, yeah, Scrap and Toronto played like crap. Well, Scrap didn't play like crap, but as a team, Toronto as a whole, Envoy, of course, absolutely terrible. I don't know what's going on with him, man, but that team's got to figure something out because after Major 1, man, they have just fell off completely. Scrap, of course, continues to fry. It's just, need to get that man some help. But either way, the drama went crazy. Scrap and Drazah on Twitter, and then, of course, the girlfriend's getting involved, and I'm sure you've seen the tweets. If you haven't, you can go look. I'm not going to go over them all. I just wanted to mention how I feel on it just kind of quickly. I don't want to go too far into it because honestly, I would go off about this because I can't stand it. I don't mind, like, trash talk and, you know, stuff to, you know, get some storylines behind the scenes and whatnot in the league and whatnot, but this is a little bit much what they did after this major. It was ridiculous on all parts. Whether you're talking about Scrap and Draws or, you know, the girlfriends, all of them are just being ridiculous. Like, it's just a bit much. Like I said, I don't mind the trash talk and whatnot, but some of these things that these guys are saying are absolutely insane. Like, you'd think that they would be ready to fight type deal. Like, I'm thinking myself, putting myself in their shoes, I'm like, holy cow, like, if I was reading these things, being told these things, like, yo, like, I would not just be like, I don't know, I would respond a lot differently, I would say. It just seems like they're cool with just talking crazy out their neck. Like talking trash is one thing, but like I said, they're saying insane things. If you haven't seen it, just go on their Twitters, man. I retweeted a couple things, so if you can't find theirs, just go to mine. The link's in the description. And also, you know, Tack Rap videos, go check those out. He basically covers all that stuff. I'm sure he was, you know, licking his chops when he woke up and saw all that beef the other morning. But either way, man, I just wanted to mention it real quick. I just think it's a little bit too much. Like, I don't mind a beef, but like some of the I'm just saying that some of the stuff that has been said is definitely too far. Like, it's insane. And all I'll say is I think Drazah is the biggest fool out of the whole whatever's going on. I think Drazah is a fool. Like, congratulations, you're great at the game. Keep trying and stuff, but I just wish Buddy would just calm down with all the other BS on the side. I don't know. Like I said, I could go on and on about this, and I'm not even going to go into fully how I like truly feel, because a lot of people disagree with me, and you know, that's fine. We don't all got to be the same. I just think it's a little bit too much. Some of the stuff that's been said is just insane. Like, I would react a lot differently. That's all I'm saying. But that's going to do it, man. Just wanted to, you know, recap, you know, our predictions, you know, the major, talk about a little bit, you know, all that drama, all that good stuff. But yeah, I've done enough yapping. We'll go ahead and end it with, a little ranked play gameplay. Speaking of ranked, they did put Vista and Departures in, so I'll try to get some gameplay on that soon. You probably won't see it until the weekend, but it'll be in for this week, so it can be tested out and ranked, and then I'm sure the pros will try to get it in too. Hopefully they try, Vista should definitely get in for Hardpoint and possibly Search, and then Departures possibly Search as well. If you can get one of them for Control, I would love that, but I don't know, we're grasping at straws at that point. Either way, man, we got to do something about some of these maps, man, because Invasion just needs to go as a whole. It wouldn't be terrible for Hardpoint if the spawns weren't that bad, but the spawns are so broken. It just has to go. The whole map, for every mode, Invasion, get it out. Terminal Search, get it out. Hopefully Vista and Departures come in. Vista for sure, Departures a little more questionable, but at least for Search, just give it to us. But alright, I definitely got this running kind of long here, yapped away for quite some time. I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap it up here, man. We're not gonna put no gameplay at the end, man. It's been quite a long video already, but like I said about the new Vista and Departures getting tested, I'll try to get some gameplay on that. Try to look out for that by the end of the week. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it. Slap that like button if you enjoyed. I appreciate it a lot, and comment your thoughts. Subscribe if you're new. Have a nice day. Peace.